Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Take It From the Experts. Today, we have the pleasure of hosting an esteemed guest, Claudius, to share his insights on business transformation. Claudius is a senior industry transformation advisor of the Singapore Business Federation. How are you doing today, Claudius?
Very good. We just passed the year with very good outcomes. So this year, there's again going to be new challenges is facing the economy, facing every companies that is in Singapore, and I guess also is the entire region. So very excited to take this forward. Very excited to be the stage where doing business transformation is very much needed for the economy right now.
hmm Yeah, well, it sounds like we have a lot, or you have a lot to look forward to for this year.
Yes.
Okay. We're actually here to talk about business transformation and more about it. So, can you tell us more about business transformation?
Oh, business transformation in its very uh, academic style of defining is actually making significant change to the process of the company. Sometimes to a stage where even the product or even the strategy has to change. Okay, but at the final stage, or rather the most important of it all, is to maintain the company's competitiveness in the market. So it's either you still fight in this market or you go into a new market and then you become the top. So at any day that is going on, the company has to face challenges like this. Is whether they see it from a long-term perspective or they see it from a short-term to this week, next week, what's our business performance. I think business transformation is looking very much on the long term. It's very much looking at what can we do in terms of our strategy to further uh, bring forth our capability in order to be aligned to what the market needs. So it's pretty important for every company to be looking at business transformation for a stage in which they can progressively become more competitive. Yeah.
Wow. It seems like business transformation talks about a lot about changes.
Hmm.
And I feel like a lot of companies these days, even though we are in the era wherein change is very much constant, why do you think, or why do you feel like business transformation is important, especially to those, we would like to hear it, especially to those companies who are afraid or scared of change. How can we tell them that this is important?
So why is business transformation important?
Yes.
Um, when I relate to business, when I relate business transformation to SME owners, which I regularly do, I tend to tell more stories rather than to give the academic answers.
Uh,
So the story of business transformation is everybody has to do it. We are looking at company from a long-term basis. That means we are not looking at a company to say that, oh, 10 years later, this company will go away. We are looking at how can this company reach a 30-year point, 50-year milestone, and still be relevant to the industry. It's just like looking at a child. She's going to graduate from university one day. So where is she right now, or where is he right now? So business transformation, I feel, is like primary school going to a secondary school, right? So you're not going to stop at primary school, definitely, right? So the companies will definitely not stop at their 5-year mark or their 6-year mark. So what can business transformation help the company? Actually, it is both a test and it's also a way of change for the student, for the company, in order to have the ability to go for a higher challenge. Okay, so in a sense, in a sense, a lot of people may think that business transformation, yeah, is a mindset change. Uh, yeah, it's a mindset change, but you will not forever stay at primary school, right? So you have to one day take the exam. So it's a mindset change that I want to go to the next level. I want to go to the secondary school. I want to fight the bigger boys. I want to earn more money. Okay, to be frank.
yeah.
Okay, so business transformation is important to look at. I feel when you're in primary six, when you're taking a PSLE, it's a consolidation of what you have already known in your past 6 years, what you have went through, and what you are it's also a kind of like reckoning to tell you, oh, what are you going to do for the next 4 years time? Okay, so we often know that the economy change fast. What used to be predictable is today very unpredictable. So as it comes to at every stage, more and more company need to review their strategy um, in a very in a shorter and shorter term. So it used to be in a predictable economy, maybe 5 years, 10 years, like oil, you know. But nowadays we have companies that are looking at their strategy every 3 years or maybe 3 months. It depends on what industry you are. So based on that need, I think they will go into business transformation sooner or later. Okay, so I feel that there's also a point where it is important that the company can identify for themselves why are we going for business transformation. Why can't we stay as a mom and pop store? Why can't we stay as whoever we are today? Because we are profitable, you know. But it's always the other stories always come about to say, oh yeah, you're profitable today. What if have you heard the story of Nokia? Yeah, everybody heard about that, right? Have you heard the story of Kodak? Yeah, everybody heard about that.
Yes.
So sooner or later, your enemy is going to pounce on you, and that's it, you know, and you're just going to get off. So how how do you want to approach this? I think that's the where the mindset comes in.
Mm, I see. So yeah, you have actually provided us uh, with a lot of metaphors, like going from the primary school to secondary school. And you also mentioned about in 3 years time we need to transform businesses. um, I guess the next question regarding that is that how does an organization identify its need for
Mm.
transformation? Is it really like the fixed 3 years term that you're saying earlier, or do they have like some indications that they need to watch out for?
Okay, it's a big question. It's a big question because um, organizations just need to be a lot more sensitive to basically identify the needs of transformation. It's actually not identifying the needs of transformation as much as when should they transform. Because the moment you find that, okay, I need to look into business transformation for the next 1 month, I think that's our top priority. Surely you can find ways to do business transformation. Because business transformation deals with your current capability, how to make it more relevant to your product, to your channels, and to your market. These three aspects. And then you also look into how you create value for your market as well. You know, so once you once you, it's actually a matter of when. Okay, I want to do it tomorrow, I can do it. You know, is say it's not so much as I identify, oh, there's this need. Okay, then the next question is when. No, the question is when first.
Mhm.
So if it's now, definitely the impetus is there. You'll find something to do. Then you seek a direction. So I feel that that's basically how we should address this.
Mhm. I see.
Mm,
So yeah, so apparently, yeah, in our business landscape today, digitalization has become a
mm,
requirement in many companies across all industries. So a lot of companies right now are digitalizing their business. They go online and stuff like that. So
mm.
as an advisor, have you had encounter a company that had no idea how to digitalize its business? And if so, how did you help them in transforming their business?
I would say that most of the companies, because I deal with SMEs, small medium enterprise, most of them they have very little idea. To be frank, they may be already on some digitalization projects ongoing for the last couple of months because the cost to digitalize has gone down a lot. They may have taken up, for example, they could have bought a HRM system, so in a way that is digitalizing HR processes so that the HR person doesn't need to go around looking at leave forms, doing manual approval, things like that. That's digitalization. But I think digitalization as a higher form in the strategic level goes with a company that knows how to deal with data and how to basically use data to make well-informed decisions. So data is the lifeblood of every company, to a point where what it does is that it feeds good decision to the company for them to seek better positioning for the company, better go to market, cheaper way of going to market, maybe even um, going into a niche with a better product. So basically, it's all formed by decisions within the company, and the decision has to be data driven. So the more you have data driven decision, the more you can experiment on your decision, getting better products, better services, and into the market and test it out and see what's the response, who are taking my products, who are not taking my products. So basically, digitalization in its most highest level is the ability to deal with data and make data your decision making component. Okay, whether it is 1%, 10%, you start with small. Okay, it's it's not so good as if you um, one day you wake up in the morning and you feel that, okay, let's create a different product from now on, and forget the old one. So it is very dangerous, because what if it goes to market, then nobody wants it. Okay, so yeah, so you may be creating a product, but let's say if you're taking data from the current market or different niche on the market, or maybe from a different market, maybe overseas market, in Malaysia, or Malaysia market, or Indonesia market. Once you take the data from there, you may have to basically form better strategy to have your market entry there. So it actually improves your survivability there. So when that happens, it increases your competitiveness. So it's not rocket science, to be frank. Okay, so but it's not something that you can take one step and you achieve it. No, you take a few steps. Okay, so how do I help company like that? You can say that I'm now saying a lot. I tell stories. The important thing is to make them understand at their level. No, I'm not saying their level is not there, but I'm saying that the level to which they touch the market, maybe they have a certain comfort level within the niche that they are in. Maybe they are very comfortable with the sales that they have got over the last Christmas. Maybe some companies are like that. Maybe a lot of companies are not doing so well right now, but um, I think what will give them the impetus to say, I think we need to do something, and that something could be pretty big. So that's what I create. That's the urgency that I create in them, and I also put in hope in them to say that you're not alone. The government has a lot of initiatives to help companies bridge that gap, to become digitalized, rather than now surviving on just manual work. And I think, in a lot of sense, we are the connectors between them and the digital transformation, or the digitalization ecosystem. We are the connectors, so that they don't have to go in and knock on different doors in order to find the best solution for them. So we are the people who advise them on business transformation, and how to do it, and who you should get to help you do it. So that's how I help them. So far, I think businesses like um, SME businesses that I met, quite a lot of them, they find that it's very helpful, even if they are sometimes not entirely convinced. But when they see that actually there's no harm trying, and it will surely help towards improving my business. Um, I think that's important, especially when in 2024 we have a different set of challenges, and our challenges involve cost going up, involve um, employees leaving. It also involve more products in the market, because they suffered in their own market, so they're coming here. you know. So we have to do something, right? So basically, all this is a different set of challenge in 2024. So you can see that post-COVID 2022, 2023, and 2024, quite different challenges throughout. Okay, so the challenges that we now have is, how do you basically use business transformation to reduce cost and maintain or maybe even improve the value that you create for the market to improve your product. So we also see companies who say that, oh, let's look at a different way in which we can provide the same value but to the market, but with a different cost structure. So you don't have to pay one lump sum of
Yeah.
50 million or 50,000, doesn't matter, right? But you just need to basically pay us $500 per month and you enjoy the same service. That's called subscription. So that's one form of business transformation because you're looking at business model, different business model for your own business. Okay, so so I feel that there's many types of help. It's very hard for me to say, oh, I definitely help in this way. That's like saying that, oh, for every patient I'll give Panadol.
Mm.
Most of them will need Panadol, but some, but they'll need different things. From yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah, so that's very insightful. So it's like businesses doesn't need the same thing. Like it's not a one size fits all kind of approach for them,
all right.
right? So yeah, speaking of challenges for 2024, as a business transformation expert, which type of business transformation should be more common this year, like in 2024, and why do you think that's the transformation that's gonna happen
Mm,
frequent this year?
okay, so I see a few trends. Just now I mentioned in 2024, the set of challenges is going to be cost, business cost,
Mm.
because the cost of production is increasing. Our manpower cost is increasing. Our raw materials are increasing. And basically, maybe even logistics is increasing. So in the supply chain, um, it's becoming increasingly expensive to put our products in the market. So I think cost is really one big thing. Second is there's a danger of our resource being taken away because there's a resource crunch at the moment. The main thing is manpower. So, well, 2024, we also have increasing costs from our GST, you know.
Mhm.
So what's going to happen? I'm not so sure yet, but it's only January. So, what kind of business transformation is more relevant today? Definitely things in which will affect your bottom line, your cost.
Oh.
Okay, so I think business transformation offers something else. It offers a way to which you look at cost in a different way. You also look at costs from your perspective of your customers, from your clients. If you're in B2B business, especially,
Mhm.
your client's going to face the same challenge as you. So it's important to look at how costs can be better managed for them as well. So there's a cost element in every part of it, and I feel that there is a cost element in your product as well. Okay, so how can your product create enough value to alleviate the cost stress? The stress of cash flow, especially on your clients. I think that's one key thing that you have to look at. So especially it's actually a symbiotic relationship because, for example, if somebody's cost is too high and you expect the client to pay one shot or maybe even 50% when the job is done, what if the client cannot pay you back? So who suffers? Everybody suffered, you know?
True.
Yeah. So it has to be a key factor in your um, business change this year.
Mhm.
How can you use business transformation? I feel you can effectively look at your business model. From your business model, how can you build in more value or more relevant value for your clients so that number one, they can enjoy this value immediately, they can make money faster,
Mhm.
and then they can help you, help you pay their bills, pay their bills to you. Okay, so I think that's one thing that I see a lot of companies are doing.
Mhm.
They have some of them have issue in recruitment last year, but I think it continues. Now, most of the SME owners, they're probably in the note to say that they are not going to let go of people so fast, so soon, because it's not going to be easy to find a replacement. I know the tech companies are doing retrenchment,
Mhm.
But SME owners typically they don't recruit this group of people that come out from tech company. To be frank, okay. Probably join another tech company. They'll probably join the banks or something like that, or another MNC. Okay, so there's going to be a crux. There's going to be a resource tight industry in terms of manpower. So I feel that also in 2024, you should look at 2025. What's going to happen in 2025, 2026? So is there going to be, of course, different sectors have different outlook, but what's going to be the outlook for you in 2025? For construction, of course, it's worrying. For maybe even electronics and things, it's very unpredictable because the cycle goes every 3 months, you know. So you have to see what you look at in 2025. The best deal that you can create for yourself is to see what are the things you can do transformation on. You can do digitalization or something that can improve your bottom line at the same time allow you to reach out to a different market or to a maybe an overseas market internationalization so that you can kill two stone in one bird. Okay, in our line we call it we kill two stone with one bird. So strong that you can kill the stone. Okay, yeah. So anyway, um, it's not going to be easy when anybody goes through business transformation because there's going to be a lot of organizational change management that you need to deal with. Not everybody will agree. In fact, most of people will not agree. Okay, so why? Because they are afraid. That's one aspect. They're afraid that what if I cannot survive this change? Will I be redundant? Yeah. Another aspect is, will I be taken away if the company do digitalization and my job is made redundant? So I also address that as an advisor to business owners that you need to take care of your staff as well and improve them. There are many ways in which you can improve them. I'll give them a framework as well. So what is the kind of job they now undertake? Is it repetitive? Is it interactive? So different ways of there are different ways of in job redesign, so that basically we can use the same skills, but we can update them. We can retrain them, and then we can put them in a place where they actually provide a lot more value for the organization. Okay, so the human aspect is really important in terms of business transformation. We want to retain all our talent as much as possible. Okay, yeah, so that's our approach as well.
I see. Yeah, it sounds like business transformation has a lot of aspects that it covers in the company. So,
Mm,
you mentioned earlier about retrenchments
mm,
and stuff. So, I would like to ask about AI or artificial intelligence. It's been rampant these days. So, the question is how does it play or does it play a huge role in the digital or in business transformation? And how do you think companies should handle concerns or resistance from employees who may fear job displacement because of AI adoption?
mm. AI. So the pro and cons, right? You just mentioned some aspect. Okay, so um, actually the coming in of AI into this wasn't so much. You say rampant, sounds like disease. It sounds like very much the negative aspect. Organizations have been using AI for a long time, to be frank.
Mm,
Yeah, so in that sense, whether it's an issue, I think it has been slowly building in to create value for company. But what type of company? The company that uses data, the companies in which I've said earlier. How can you use data to make decision? Basically, AI helps you do that. AI helps you to make a decision, set a scenario for you, and basically even create different. It can create unlimited permutation for you to actually set up scenarios. You can also talk to your future self if you use AI. Because if your AI is able to basically analyze your current if AI is able to analyze your current data, it can actually have the ability to give you a lot more scenarios to which you can plan out. So if you're able to say, oh, I want to go into the industry with this brand of shampoo that is going for the 17 years old to the 24 years old, how will the outcome be likely to be? You know, you can actually do this kind of scenario planning, but if you do not have data and you do not have AI, you're not able to understand why am I good with certain niche or how to do even prediction. The same goes for, just now I'm talking about the market example. The same goes for people who are very much in the production. Because if I have to make a phone, I may need 8,000 parts in the phone. But if I have to make 10 phones, and this phone will need 10,000, another phone will need 8,000, and among them, 4,000 of them, they share the same parts. So how am I going to do any prediction in terms of what is the resource that I need? How will the likelihood of market acceptance will be? So there are a lot of data for us to manage. So AI actually help companies, to plan out such scenarios. That's all the pro. Okay. So the introduction of AI, I would say comes with one thing. It comes with many things, but it comes with one important aspect. Is that recently the Gen AI, the large language model, the impact is that a lot of companies can now tap into data that's available in the market. Okay, that's not just in, so they can tap into those market. They can actually make a decision based on whatever they can see in the market, including those that are found in their own sectors. So they can actually immediately jump in and say, hey, what if I make a decision there to go into a different market, and let's look at the data, and we make a prediction over the outcome. They can have a reasonable chance of actually getting there. Last time they, so that's a good part about AI. So the part about AI, I feel that when people fear the impact of AI is, I think number one is because number one, they need better understanding of what AI is capable of doing. Number two, they also need to know the everlasting question, which is who is going to replace me, what's going to replace me. So if you don't improve yourself, everything can replace you. You know what I mean? The company one day will say, hey, if I outsource to somebody else, if it's cheaper, then I don't need a more expensive man uh, uh, um, pool of people, So it's always this question. So whoever's been afraid of AI tends to be afraid of everything else, who's going to affect the job. Yeah. So what do you do? Face the issue now. You have to learn, go in and say, how can AI help my job? How can AI help my company? How can AI help my boss or my unit or my section? You know. So in that way, you can actually introduce better processes, better capability to do the same job. So the same thing happens to every company. Then we have everybody going in and say, okay, now I'm able to produce much more value for my own company, who's having a foresight of using AI for my work, you know. So I feel that AI has to be accepted in this way. And this is done when the company knows how to do change management, when there's a building in or change management into the leadership structure. I think that's important. So the leaders also cannot be closing the door and talking quietly and say, let's use AI to replace this team, this team, this team. No, So the leaders also need to be a lot more well informed and knowledgeable about AI and how to use it, in order to bring more value for their business. So it's not retrenchment game. It's not the race to the bottom. It's not it's not the race to the bottom. Definitely, it's as in really everything. Make sure it's so cheap. Make sure that AI can replace every no. But how can we use AI to augment the person, to augment the job, and this will give you the highest value because not all job can be done by AI. Not all job has enough predictability that you don't need human anymore. So not all job can be replaced by ATM. In fact, ATM can create better jobs for other people. When they replace the bank teller. Okay, so I think the right mindset is important.
Again, that's very insightful because I am actually one of those people who initially feared using AI, but now with your yes, but yeah, with your explanation, then I'm also one of those who are relieved uh, that AI is not going to be replacing us anytime soon or ever. So yeah, do you have like any other further messages or a message or advice to our viewers
Mm.
that are already considering business transformation?
Um, yeah, in fact, I was just thinking about this, the question that you just asked me. So I feel that one key part about business transformation is that there are three things. Okay, so I'm expanding into three three things, right? If you can look at your product, your channel, or your market, how you can improve, or what are the things that you need to improve in this, it can be as simple as starting a digital marketing campaign. It can be simple as changing your products with a different design for different target audience. It can be as simple as that, because once that starts, you are looking at how to make your company survive, how to make your company survive in a new market, in a new ecosystem. I think that's something in which I find a lot of business owners that I met tends to be not really aware of what's happening in the market. So
Mm-hmm.
once they find that, oh yeah, I need to take a new product, or I need to generate a new line of revenue, they have big issues. Okay, because they don't have existing market, they don't have existing channel for it, and they have a product that cannot be sold to the current market anymore. Okay, so I feel that that's important, that we we look into this as take a refresh look of our own company from the outsider perspective. Okay, so if you are from outside perspective, how do you see your own company? So if I'm interested in your company, if I call up, will somebody talk to me? Will somebody look at who I am and position your product to me? Things like that. So I feel that there's one key thing is that digitalization, number one, has impacted a lot on the customer experience, especially on customers that you have not met before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so especially overseas customer. So sometimes when I go through as simple as a website of my client, I ask them who is reaching out to you via your website, and they have no idea. So I'm like, well, okay, so I'm going to tell you. So let's do an analysis. Who's coming at you? So they're like, oh, I didn't know I'm attracting people who's from the US. They say, yeah, because your product is being sold there, but through somebody else. So they were like, oh yeah. So how can we? So there's a market demand in US, right, or Japan? I'm like, yeah, looks like it. So how can I go there? So you see the thing change, right? Yeah. So I feel that you have to look at relook at your business. It's a good time for it. It's in January, So do that first. So you have any query, or that starts a lot of questions in your mind. So if you have anything, just reach out to us. SBF, we have a group of ITAs, industry transformation advisor. We are capable in different sectors. Some logistics, even maritime, food manufacturing. Yeah, there's so many of us, right? So we can meet up with you, and then we can talk to you to see what are the kind of business transformation that's suitable for you, and then let you decide. You can take it up. Our service is complimentary because we are already paid by the government. So we hope to have more query from you. We hope to help you as well.
All right, that's very insightful. We have a very insightful conversation today. Thank you very much, Claudius, for sharing your thoughts and your ideas with us and to our viewers. So, yeah, and we hope to see you again here in our interview session. Hopefully, we can talk more about business transformation because it really covers a lot of aspects and a lot of things about businesses. So, yeah, once again, you are watching the first episode of Take It From the Experts. My name is Beth, the content manager at Experts Hub, and I hope to see you again in the next episode. Thank you and have a great day ahead.